Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Werehog DX here, and today is the official Project Outcome Direct currently with Kaito, the game's owner, as well as Captain the OG. Please introduce yourselves.
Hello, I am Kaito. I am the current game owner of Project Outcome, and recently I've been given ownership passed down by Snipe due to some controversy reasons. But as the new game owner, I will be projected for better reasons. And then this is Captain.
Yeah, and I'm Captain the OG. I'm the dev manager, and my job is to essentially organize and help the devs get all the stuff that they need together. And I'm happy to be here. Thank you, Werehog.
Thank you all so much. And if you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below what you think. And of course, I will be announcing the giveaway very soon. I just want to give it an extra day or two because I have been getting a lot of messages. And we do have a goal for 50,000 subscribers by May. I have this goal for the whole Project Outcome and the whole Outcome Memories community. A big goal. Let's see if we could reach it. Do you think we could reach it, Kaito?
Yes, of course. I think we can. Well, probably, most likely. It really depends how the community feels. By May. By May,
we're
then.
Hit 50. We're gonna hit it. Trust me. Never say never.
Never say never. You guys all better hit that like and subscribe, please.
Exactly. Please get our boy Werehog to 50k. Get him to 50k.
Yeah, bro.
We gotta support him.
And now,
support our guy.
Exactly. Please support Project Outcome definitely, because this game is going to be amazing. So now let's get into it. Okay, now to start things off, there has been a lot different with Project Outcome before and currently. Of course, compared to my last Q&A, there is a lot different. And Kaito would love to explain a lot of this, as well as Captain the OG. And my first question for you guys is, who are the new characters now? What is different between the character roster of Project Outcome?
Okay, so we have a little roadmap here for you guys, and recently what we decided to do is we scrapped a bunch of ideas that Sniper really had intended. On release, we are going to be including Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Metal Sonic, Dr. Eggman, Silver, Blaze, Cream, Amy, and Shadow, alongside 2011X, Colossus, Tails Doll, and Fleetway. Coming in V2 are going to be Mighty, Ray, and Fang, alongside Starved and Furnace, with a little bit of their own lore that I will have Captain here explain in a little bit. Sure. What's coming in V3 will be Rouge and Big, alongside their killer Lord X.
Alright, so for the lore behind Furnace and Starved and Mighty and Ray and Fang, they're coming together with the map Mirage Saloon, and essentially, Fang has been hired to take down Starved and Furnace, as Starved has been essentially carving a streak of bloody murders and eating the populace of Mobius. So to tamp down on this, Fang has been hired as a bounty hunter to take them down. And his investigation leads him to Mirage Saloon, and he stumbles upon Starved and Furnace just as they're about to battle with Mighty and Ray. So I hope you guys look forward to seeing what comes out of that scenario here.
That sounds awesome, guys, and definitely I will be saying the release characters are amazing, but definitely this current lineup is really, it's something to be really excited for. Definitely Mighty, Ray, Fang, characters that everybody loves. And then you equally have Furnace and Starved, which are amazing executioners, as well as version 3 being Rouge and Big the Cat. Of course, yet again, much loved characters. But the big clip for me was Lord X for version 0.3. Definitely I'm excited for that. But for my next question now, are there any more executioners in plan?
We have a few characters in plan, actually, but I don't think we would like to pronounce those just yet. Something I did see earlier is that I did a sneak peek of a new voice actor for a killer we do plan to release.
This world, it seems different. And I sense that there are others here similar to myself. Well, another player has joined the game. And from what it looks like, you're already out of rings. You are out of luck. And now, you are out of time. See you soon.
Everyone had expected that it was Lord X, but I am here to confirm, sadly, it is not Lord X. Lord X will probably be decided later on his voice actor, but as of right now, I would love for you guys to figure out who that voice actor was.
Oh, my best guess is, to be honest, nothing. I mean, I'll speculate in videos, definitely, but that's really exciting to hear. But what about anything when you have the executioners like EYX and Sonic.omt?
So, if you don't mind me taking over here, Kaito, when it comes to EYX was previously confirmed by Blue Star Cario on your interview. I will say that EYX is still coming to the game, but when EYX is exactly coming, we cannot say. They're not within these first 3 updates. But they are still coming. We do have the permissions for them. Also originally mentioned in the Snipe interview was No More Innocence. And I do have to sadly say that they are deconfirmed. They are no longer coming to the game. And we cannot confirm any other executioners beyond those that have already been mentioned. So, for now, for you EYX fans, yes, rejoice. He's coming eventually. And I'm sorry for you No More Innocence fans. He's we don't have terms for him yet.
Oh, wow, okay. That is a big difference, definitely. But when it comes to survivors, one survivor I am very curious about now is Omega and Sally.
Right, so Snipe did originally say that Sally would be coming to the game on release. Unfortunately, that is no longer within the plans. Sally is eventually coming to the game, as she was already confirmed, but she will not be anywhere close to release or within the first 3 versions. And same thing with Omega. Omega will be coming to the game, but he will not be coming within the first 3 versions. Not even as a private server character, as Snipe initially wanted to have.
All right. So when it comes to the characters so far, that is what we have so far. Of course, yet again, I'm letting the viewers know this roadmap over here is the first look to the roadmap, first here in the direct. And now when you come to the maps, because I think we have spoken a lot on the characters so far, but when it comes to maps, I am very curious on what are the current planned maps or confirmed maps for the game.
So, I would like to take part in this. So far, I would love to have every one of the maps reworked as of recently. We have been working on Mystic Caves and Angel Islands, and we have plans to continue on Green Hill and most likely Not Perfect. Others we may not change. If not, we will start working on. But before the game comes out, we will have maps entirely reworked alongside a new lobby.
Yes, to bounce off of that, there are, on release, going to be 6 maps. As Kaito said, that will include Not Perfect, but I'll list off the specific maps right now. Those will be Angel Island, Green Hill Zone, Mystic Cave, Not Perfect, X's Castle, and You Can't Run. Most of the maps, I believe, are being made from the ground up, as we didn't want to have any possible conflictions with permissions issues. So you can expect that all of the maps are going to have something new to them, despite the fact that they're all returning maps. So keep an eye out for what differences there are.
All right. And another big question, because based on my interview with Snipe, we didn't know about this one mystery map. So I want to know, is that mystery map still a thing? If it is, then what's the current update for the mystery map?
So if I can take this question, Kaito, I don't know. All right. Yeah, this is going to be Kind and Fair. Kind and Fair is going to be releasing alongside Lord X. And when Snipe was teasing this mystery map, she was specifically talking about Kind and Fair's proposed mechanic, where Kind and Fair will have a blackout mechanic. During the blackout, killers will get a speed boost and will get a permanent highlight on all survivors, while survivors are blinded due to the darkness, having only their emissive eyes visible, and they will have a proximity glow around the killer once the killer enters a certain amount of studs within them. So when this happens in the round, it'll be a random moment in the round, but it pauses the timer, and if the ring is open, it closes the ring. That was the proposed mechanic for this map.
All right. So that is going to be Kind and Fair. That does sound amazing, definitely. It sounds like a really stress-heavy map, as well as a lot of mechanics going on, making it unique, really differentiating it compared to the rest. And when you come to the idea of, the ring closes and everything, it does remind me of the 2011X Rage mode. And that does come into my head. What are the current rework moveset changes for 2011X?
So 2011X's rework is still almost completely up in the air. There's a lot of people in the team that want to keep Rage Mode around. We've spitballed the idea of having 2 movesets, one for Rage Mode, one outside of Rage Mode. I believe Counter is most certainly coming to 2011X's moveset. So that is something that I can confirm, but everything else is still up in the air, so I can't confirm anything.
All right. And another thing I have thought about with Snipe before is we were thinking about the disaster, and one thought did come in head. Would 2011X have any sort of clone system?
That is a thing that's been thrown around. For God's Trickery, instead of having it just be a teleport, having clones or something other than that. As of right now, I can't confirm anything. We haven't decided to finalize any ideas, but it is something that is being considered and was considered earlier when Snipe was around.
Sounds good, because yet again, when it comes to 2011X, the base main executioner, but yet again with a lot of questions. And that does start with another question I want to make sure of. So how is the rework on 2011's model going to work?
We currently have a full model, I believe, if Kaito wants to speak more on that.
I don't really have much to say about the model. I haven't been all over 2011X recently, so...
Yeah, Middergen created our new model. We have a working 2011X model, and I'm sure you guys might have seen it in sneak peeks, and we'll make sure to provide Werehog with the model to show you guys in the video.
All right, and definitely, I'm really excited because yet again, one pattern that I have noticed so far with Project Outcome is you guys are knocking it out of the park with the models. That is one thing for sure. And that actually comes to another question of mine, because of course I'm looking at the roadmap over here, and one character that is keep on buzzing me is Lord X. I want to know more on Lord X so far.
So Lord X, as is in the roadmap, is coming in version 0.3. So far, we're going to stick with the idea that Lord X is going to be a more advanced version of 2011X's moveset minus Rage. We can't speak too much on it because we haven't fully baked the idea, and of course there's a whole other update prior to Lord X's update. But what we can say is that a remodel is going to come out within the coming weeks, and we are starting to think on what his moveset could look like.
And just to put the cherry on top, we have started on his model, actually.
Oh, really? That's
Yes.
insane. That's awesome, honestly.
Sadly, I will not be showing anything until the model is fully done and we are ready to produce something off of it. But all
Yeah.
I would like to say is that his model is currently being worked on.
That's perfect. And when it does get revealed, I will try my best to be the first to show it, of course, on my channel. Definitely, of course, on YouTube, I'm trying to be the first person here, top of the game for Project Outcome. And that does come with another question, how you said earlier about Omega not being in and Sally and everything, the whole changes that are going on there. I want to know, what are the characters that are being replaced? This includes the survivors and the executioners.
Sure. So, as seen on the roadmap, Tripwire is not there. Tails Doll, or an POM original take on Tails Doll, is replaced
Splinter.
Tripwire. Yeah, and the workshop name right now is Splinter, and this refers to the fact that the Tails Doll take has a puppets cross, and it's going to have at launch the same moveset as Tripwire, but it's going to be rebalanced. So, and the in-lore explanation of how the mines work is that it breaks off portions of its puppets cross and it leaves them lying around with the energy of its gem, and the strings latch onto survivors, and when they get close enough after being drawn in, the shard of its cross explodes into wood chips and splinters, and that's why the bleed effect happens. There's some thrown around ideas on what exactly is going to be changed in terms of rebalancing Tails Doll. If Kaito would like to speak on that in terms of the ideas, go ahead. They're not fully baked yet, so I'm not sure if you fully want to go with it. But if Kaito would like to speak on it, he can.
Definitely Kaito.
I don't think so.
So,
Gotcha.
Tails Doll. Definitely, I will tell you all one thing for sure. Tripwire, of course, cool character, but I always wanted Tails Doll, me personally, and this is definitely a big plus. I really like, of course, the fans could see over here the photo of the concept of Tails Doll so far, and I really like this. Is probably one of the better takes on Tails Doll for these Outcome Memories games, so I'm really hyped for it, definitely. And for my next question, that would be, I have been looking at this current roadmap and there is a character that has been missing, which I want to know from the both of you what is going on with this character, and that is Faker and Beast.
Faker and Beast are two characters I was very excited about to have on our roster. Being able to know that we have access to these are wonderful because these are, of course, my favorites. I'm not favoritizing anything, but I had some really major ideas for these two characters. And one of them being 2017X, which was shown in one of your videos. The little render, everyone loved it. They were saying it looked really good.
Yeah.
The whole lore ordeal is it's going to come with 3 survivors. Charmy, SBO, and Vector. Charmy, SBO, and Vector are on a case to find out why Mobians have gone missing. They chase this whole case to come around to try to find Sonic. He doesn't seem right, and the Chaotix take him in as questioning. But as soon as he doesn't get his way, he comes into an outburst showing that this is 2017X. As the Chaotix escape, they go looking for Sonic to get some help, but instead they find Faker. Faker is harder to realize that he's a fake, and them being desperate, they trust him, which leads to an endless loop, leading right back to Outcome Memories.
Wow. That is an awesome lore on the Chaotix and Faker. That is awesome. And of course, we'll get more into 2017X later. But a big question that I do have is, do you guys have any planned move set or anything for Faker and Beast? Any sort of slight concept so far of what you could imagine?
If anything, I don't think so. If Captain has anything to say about anything I don't know of, then go ahead.
Currently, Faker and 2017X, or rather EXE and 2017X, we're planning to try and recreate the ideas for their movesets from original OM, but otherwise we haven't thought about it too hard as they're pretty far down the lines from our current point in time.
All right. And when it comes to another question, I will be talking about 2017X in a bit with you guys, but I want to first know about Vector and the Chaotix. What is going on with them so far in the game, as in movesets and release? Because we have seen, based on the roadmap, that we would be having most of the main characters, but I did not see the Chaotix, of course. So would all three of them be added? Or would it just be Vector? How would this work?
Right.
They
So the if you want
Go
to
ahead,
take it,
that's all.
Tyler, go ahead.
No, that's
No,
not
you're
it.
good.
Go ahead.
Okay. So, when in regards to the Chaotix and Vector, they are all going to be releasing on the same release, but they aren't on the roadmap, as the roadmap focuses on what's going to come in the relative near future. And while we have a developer-only roadmap that shows things that go further than that, we don't want to overpromise, right? So for now, we're going to be keeping like the developer-specific roadmap private. But what I can say is that they're going to come after version 0.3 in the next update after it, basically. And they're all going to come together as one package. As for movesets for Vector, what Snipe talked about, we're not certain. I do like the idea of Vector being able to clash with like Colossus and stuff, and maybe also being a support character, but we'll see later down the line.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Because yet again, one of the most anticipated characters, the whole Chaotix team, of course, but a big one being Vector. And me personally, I was really anticipating Vector personally for Project Outcome, as per list of the whole survivors. Now when you come to the whole idea of all three of them coming in as a bundle, and you just have the whole Chaotix coming at once. So I had a question before also, which I want to ask you guys now to see if there's anything different or no. If you have seen Marvel Ultimate Alliance or Marvel Rivals, those type of games have team moves. So I want to know, in this situation, does Project Outcome still have team moves?
I can speak on that. We're not sure if there's going to be team moves. It's something that we want to look into. But team moves could be really hard to code in. They could be a really large source of potential bugs. It's a cool concept, and we know it works because Marvel Rivals has done it. But we're also thinking on the bug side and the development time, and also since team moves and team ups usually include buffs for the characters, it could exacerbate the bully the killer problem that's prevalent with an OM right now. And we're trying to make sure that the killers are a little bit more powerful so that you get that killer power fantasy, basically, right? So they're on the docket. They're not a priority, but we're looking into it, is what I can say.
That's awesome, because definitely when you said about bully the killer, yeah, that's a big issue, definitely. And with team moves, of course, it would get hard, but who knows? Maybe in the near future, it could be some sort of in-game event where if you have a stage where the executioner's buffed, then maybe they could get buffs. Who knows? But definitely awesome. Now for my next question, that would be, like I asked before, I have asked with Snipe this, and I want to know the differences now. So when it comes to the custom dialogues for characters, if you have custom Sonic or having dialogues with 2011X, or you have Mel Sonic having custom dialogues with 2017X, or Amy or Blaze or anyone having it with like Furnace and Starved, or Tails having it with Starved, or if you have like solo victory screens, I want to know about both of them, starting with the custom dialogues.
Sure. So custom dialogues, like quips between the characters is something I'd really like to add. I think it'd be super cool. I'm a big fan of Apex Legends, and there's a lot of like custom character interactions between different characters. So like, for example, in that game, Revenant is a robot that killed another character whose name is Loba's parents, and they have a bunch of fighting dialogue with each other. I'd love to see if we could like get some sort of custom dialogue between characters that have real hate boners for each other, right? But it's not a top priority for right now. We just want to make sure that the game releases with all the dialogue that the characters are supposed to have when it comes to like downs and using their abilities. and for Eggman, his taunts
Oh yeah.
when using his jetpack. When it comes to victory screens are being worked on, as shown in the last interview. Depending on when we want to release, they may not be finished by the time of release. So we can't promise them immediately when the game is playable, because I'm not sure if this is still confirmed, but Snipe said something about wanting a public beta test. If Kaito wants to talk about that, he can go ahead.
So our development has actually been very swift lately. Only thing that we are having major issues with is our round system. Once we get the round system down, we will most likely be looking towards more testing developer-wise. But I would say if we keep the progression up as much as we are, then I would say maybe by any means possible. This isn't guaranteed, but maybe a public test at the very, very end of May or late 2026.
Definitely.
So
Awesome.
those are things that could come. And yeah, victory screens are coming. Not sure if they'll be ready for public beta or not. If that does happen, but we can promise that they come within the first 2 to 3 versions of the game. So within 0.2 to 0.3. Just as a conservative guess.
That's awesome, definitely, because we did have a clip, which I am showing currently, of the Metal Sonic windscreen, and it was like one of the popular concepts that you see on YouTube. So it would be leaning heavy towards that, right? And would it use that same song still or anything, the one that plays in those videos?
Right. As for the OST that plays in that, we're not sure if we have the perms to use it. So if we do custom windscreens, we're going to have to look into whether we can use that song. If we can't, in the meanwhile, we'll probably make an original soundtrack version just to make sure we're not stepping on anyone's toes. We don't want to get into any like perms trouble or anything. So that's my answer on that one.
Definitely. That's awesome. And yet again, because when it comes to that music, I actually don't have much of a clue for the perms either. Like, even I was planning to use it maybe as an outro. That song does play in the 80, like a bit of it does play in the 80 or less for, I'm pretty sure it's Hill Gym. So I don't know who has the perms to that song. But for my next question now, and this is the big question. This is definitely the biggest question so far that I think. And that is, what is going on with the project outcome decompiled files? What is the current situation? How does the game work now?
All right, so instead of just taking a decompiled version of the game and just shoving it as our own, I would like to say that we have entirely recoded most things. We would rather have a recode most than just a decompile, so we can call things as our own. Captain can state a little bit more on this.
Right. So, when the whole thing came with, like, we were getting hit with AI coding accusations, which are not true, we decided to just scrap the decompiled code almost entirely. So now we're rewriting all of the game basically with the decompile as a reference, rather than using bits of the decompiled code with our own. And so basically the client and server-side code are getting redeveloped, and our scripters are working hard to make sure that all of our code is original and everything works properly. That's the crux of it.
That's awesome, definitely, because there was a lot that we have spoken about, like when it came to the decompiled codes and files last time. So, of course, everything being reworked. It's awesome. But how long does it take to rework? Like, when it comes to the base, if you want to create a character's moveset, how long would it take?
So, when it comes to recreating a character's moveset, it depends, is what I'm going to say. Depending on how many moves they have. Doobie, who's been our lead character ability coder so far, was able to bang out Blaze to like 80% completion within like a day, pretty much. But it's taken longer to get Colossus fully working since there's more things to consider. So it really does depend. And also, we have to consider like developer downtime, so no burnout and stuff like that. So it can range anywhere from like a day to a week to get a character fully working. Plus additional bug testing after that to make sure the code's all like proper and succinct.
Definitely. And big shout out to Doobie, by the way. I hope you're watching the video, Doobie. And speaking of course, movesets and everything, I want to know now for the character moveset changes. This includes both the survivors and the executioners.
Right. So previously, Snipe mentioned that a bunch of characters were going to be getting third abilities, like Metal Sonic getting grapple and potential reworks for a bunch of characters. As of right now, a lot of that's scrapped. The characters that are confirmed to get a rework or any changes are going to be Amy, who's getting a rework, 2011X who's getting a rework, and Cream is getting a bit of a hotfix. And then, as I mentioned before, when we were specifically talking about Tails Doll is getting an entire rebalance, but their kit isn't getting changed at all. So they're going to have Tripwire's kit just changed and balanced to be more fair or feel better to play against and play with. But other than that, I can say that Tails might get a rework in version 0.2, but reworks are for after we've started testing and make sure that all the characters are working properly. And third abilities could be on the table after game release, but it's something that we'll have to consider more.
That's definitely awesome. And yeah, when it comes to third abilities, of course, if not on launch, then later on as a big like update, of course, a more moveset update. Definitely, that's awesome. And when it comes to stages, I want to go back on stages. We have spoken before about how are the stages and everything in the game. I want to know what is the possible biggest stage of Project Outcome, both either in mass and also as in work.
Right. And I am gonna say it's probably not a surprise. It's Green Hill Zone. Green Hill Zone is the singular biggest stage that's probably going to come to the game. And to tackle the fact that Green Hill Zone is absolutely massive, we've actually come up with a new stage hazard for it. If you'd like me to talk some more about that.
Definitely. That actually is my next question. You took the words right out of my mouth. That is stage hazards, which we have spoken about. I have spoken in my video before about Green Hill, which I want to know the details now for stage hazards.
So, alright. So because Green Hill is so big, me and Busfix were going over it, and we were like, okay, this map's gigantic. How are we going to make sure that people don't just like stay in one zone like with current Green Hill? Because in current Green Hill, right, and then OM, you can kind of just stay around the bridge or spawn and just loop there for a long time. Right? Yeah. And we were like, we don't want this map to have that same issue. So, to make sure that people are moving, we're going to implement the idea of having a storm zone that slowly encroaches in on the map and closes in circles, probably. If you're familiar with Battle Royale games like Fortnite or Apex Legends, it's a similar system to that. And the idea is that the normal map is like pretty traversable. There's going to be a lot of springs, there's going to be a lot of bridges, there's going to be a lot of drops. So you're going to be able to move around it, and you're going to be able to find ways to loop the killer. But in the storm, you're going to be slowed, and the killer is not going to have that slowed effect. So the storm itself is killer-sided, whereas the normal map will be slightly survivor-leaning or like neutral. Hopefully leaning towards neutral, but it's a big map, so we'll see. Because verticality tends to lead towards the more grounded killers struggling, and there is going to be a lot of verticality with springs and such, since there's going to be an underwater section, just like in current Green Hill.
That sounds.
How the storm is exactly balanced, we're not sure yet. It's probably not going to deal damage.
Oh, yeah. I expected some Fortnite thing, right? Where it's, it's going to be chipping out damage or something. That's definitely awesome. It's better to make it that it just rather slows you, so you're at that desperate state. So I actually have a bonus question when it comes to the storm. So what if Sonic does peel out in the storm? What happens in that situation? Is he slower than his usual peel out?
If Sonic does peel out in the storm, and since Sonic is sort of like an all-around, like, he's supposed to be a hero character. He's a little bit stronger than the others, right? I think that Sonic peeling out in the storm will have normal speed, but otherwise will be slowed if he's not peeling out. There's going to be other debuffs as well. Like, you'll probably take more damage while in the storm rather than taking damage from the storm itself, but we'll have to see. Visibility will also be limited because it's going to have that fog effect that Green Hill normally has. And there might even be lightning strikes in the storm. We'll see.
Oh, lightning strikes, as in, this actually happened to me once. As an executioner, this happened to me, where the lightning just struck and I got stunned. So lightning strikes could be coming back in that sense.
Yes.
Awesome, definitely. And when it comes to more stage hazards, is there any other stages, such as how we have the YCR explosion, the in-game events for Kind and Fair, and many others I would like to know some details for?
Right, so we talked about Kind and Fair before, Blackout, and the killer having highlights and being highlighted well within a certain stud range. YCR explosion's coming back. I don't know. We don't know yet if YCR is going to have any other stage hazards, but the explosion is pretty iconic. We did want to look into adding the gas, but the gas does come. It's not going to be a kill, but it will slow you. Whether the gas does come or not is not confirmed, but it's something that's being looked into. When it comes to Not Perfect, Springs will be coming back. I don't think there will be any other stage hazard besides the bouncers. And there won't be any stage hazards in Mystic Cave. There was something being spitballed by the Mystic Cave map maker. That's to add an underwater section to Mystic Cave.
Oh.
I can't promise that actually comes. Mystic Cave is getting a pretty big overhaul, is what I will say though. And then the others I don't think will be having any stage hazards in their release versions.
That's awesome. That's definitely amazing. And of course, we have a lot of questions because one thing that I feel like a lot of people overlook is the stages, because you're having a lot of fun in the game. A big hand in that is the stages. Yeah, the experience you could have in Not Perfect or in Mystic Cave is like, it's honestly, it's the sun and moon level of difference. So that is another question that I want to get into for the stages, because I'm just so curious on it. What about more stages in the game? We have spoken before, but I want to know on like if there's any more stages you guys plan, as well as planning, Not Perfect version 2, or like the original Not Perfect with the music or anything like that. Any sort of original Green Hill or newer Green Hill. Any sort of variation plus new stages.
Okay, so I'll take this, and if Kaito wants to chip in, he can. Yes. So, here we're gonna talk about new stages, and of course we mentioned Mirage, Saloon, and Kind and Fair, but also coming is going to be in version 3. You'll get 2 maps, since there's going to be less survivors and killers. The other map will be Majin Forest. We haven't started work on that one yet, but I know some people were excited to see Majin Forest, so it is coming. I can say that, and it will be within the more recent end of, or close to release end of maps that come. And if Kaito, you want to talk about our later maps, feel free to go ahead.
Alrighty, so other maps that we did originally have planned that me and Captain have been talking about are going to be these 7. I will leave one of them out just for a little surprise that will be later on in one of the updates. But I'll speak on these 6. It's going to be Death Egg, Ice Cap Zone, Eclipse Cannon, Hydrocity Zone, Marvel Zone, and Act 9. This other one I will be gatekeeping just for a little bit. But as of right now, these are maps that we are still thinking of, and we don't know where to put these in said updates yet. Captain can fill me on in a little bit more of this.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah, we've got some big plans, but these maps are things that are actually relevant to lore of future coming killers. So that's why they've been selected as like in the future. It's just that they're not part of the developer roadmap yet. I can also probably talk on just one other map that we've been considering, and we're thinking of having a more urban map within the map pool as well. Specifically coming with Faker and 2017X, since the modern games have a lot of city zones, we were thinking of adding like a sort of modern-esque, grungy, maybe even noir-esque New York City style city within the map pool. To come out with Charmy, Espio, and Vector to really fit that noir detective aesthetic that they've got going.
Yeah, definitely. That makes a lot of sense. And of course, the fact that, you got detectives in a game like this, you want some level of that in a stage sense also. And how you spoke about Majin Force, definitely one of the ones I'm really excited for. And when it comes to, of course, Majin, I want to know on cosmetics now. So what is happening? Because I'm the big hog, right? What is happening with Sonic the Werehog?
So Sonic the Werehog, as mentioned by Snipe last time, it's in the shop right now. We have a new Sonic model, so Sonic the Werehog will be getting remodeled. And that leads into actually a bunch of other cosmetic stuff that's going on. So we're deciding to remodel most of the cosmetics so that there's no perms issues. We don't know like who exactly made what cosmetic in the original OM dev team, and we don't want to like step over anyone's toes. We had Ross come after us for having the original OM Knuckles model as a placeholder, so we don't want to like get into trouble with anyone. So all the aesthetic stuff is going to have to get remodeled. So Sonic the Werehog will be coming. It'll be getting a remodel. I don't know if it'll be coming on release, but we hope to have it on release. As for other cosmetics, we have a bunch of like different cosmetics concept art that I'm sure Werehog will be able to pull up here, and a bunch of them are coming to the game, and there's going to be a ton of different stuff. If you want to ask any more questions on cosmetics, I'd be very happy to like answer.
Definitely. When it comes to, of course, the cosmetics, an additional question, which yet again, this is something that has been luring into so many people's head. Based on my comment section also, which I would be getting onto those later. But what about a cosmetic in the sense of the Romeo cosmetic or the Furnace cosmetic?
I do have a place to stand on this. For Romeo's cosmetic, we do have permissions for that alongside another one that I may not speak part of yet. But as of right now, we do have permissions for Romeo's cosmetics alongside, you were saying, what was the other question?
The other question for the Furnace cosplay that Melsonic has.
We will have to check for permissions to use that. If we do, we may do just a little remodel of it. But if not, we will definitely put them in there.
That's awesome, definitely. And to go back to Fleetway Sukuna, in other words, which I'm really curious on this. So you got UG Sonic and you got Fleetway Sukuna. That's definitely awesome. So when would the plan for this type of cosmetic be? Like, when could this release?
These sorts of cosmetics that are being put up right now, they all could release on release. They might release on the next version after. Anything that's being planned right now that has like completed concept art will be coming relatively soon after release, probably.
Oh damn, yeah. Colossus and Amy is awesome. I love the Toji Colossus. I think this is gonna make me play Colossus more.
Yeah, it's definitely a good skin. Mac is a great artist.
I can't believe, like, this is awesome. So yeah, big creds to Mac, definitely. big creds to Mac, and so far these are one of the best cosmetics I've seen so far. Definitely really leaning towards fan favorited shows and everything, like Jujutsu Kaisen being loved by everybody. So definitely a really good call. And I wouldn't mind if we could see later on, who knows, a silver Satoru Gojo costume or something. But,
Yeah, that would be great.
that would definitely be awesome. Yeah, and like Dragon Ball costumes as well, as you can have Sonic as Goku, Shadow as Vegeta, Trunks Silver, and Piccolo Knuckles.
Yes. We were thinking about that. Yeah. I think we also had. I think Mac might have pitched a fused Zamatsu Colossus skin. We are cooking with potential cosmetics. So hopefully those you guys like those when they do come out.
That's awesome. That's definitely awesome. Now, for my next question, that would be another big thing that has been ringing in my head, and it's been ringing in my head more now knowing about Team Chaotix and Faker in 2017X. That has me thinking that what is the current story and lore for the game then?
I would say mostly based off the main few. I don't think we have really much planned for them at the given moment. But as other characters, it's more of them finding their way into the whole like memories loop, which gives memories its name, of course, because it gives it into just an endless loop. So as of who we don't have like planned as of right now, they have their loop. Like Mighty, Ray, Fang, Rouge, Big, and the Chaotix, they have lore. Just, I would say for Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Metal, Dr. Eggman, Silver, Blaze, Cream, Amy, and Shadow, we don't really have anything off of them at the given moment. If we do, Captain does end up knowing, and that is not on my half. But as of what I know, I don't think we have anything but half of that.
Right. So to talk about more about the lore, I am currently the lore writer, the main lore writer. I'm coordinating with the rest of the team who's wanted to do lore writing stuff. In the future, you might want to be on the lookout for some comics or even lore relevant skits, and potentially if a fully animated stories from like the universe of Outcome Memories. That would all depend, of course, on whether how much work our animators have. But it's something that I wanted to look into. I think it would really do for some hype for the game when it comes in terms of lore. And I think we want to focus on the lore this time around and make sure that not only do we have a game, but we have a story behind the game. Because I think a lot of
I would like to go off of this as well. Sorry to interrupt, but we do have a skits animator. And recently, he did end up posting a little skit of 2011X showing Blaze 2 Outcome Memories, or Project Outcome Memories. Most of our lore will be shown throughout skits. And yes, you will be able to see the said skit here. We will have where we'll show it to you.
Blaze, do you see that title card right there?
Title card. Right where?
Have you ever heard of Project Outcome, Blaze?
Project Outcome?
You need to play it, Blaze.
Play it? Like, now?
I know it will be hard for you.
Wait, no, I don't wanna...
But I know you can do it, Blaze.
But we will have our skit animator make these little animations for little lore drops of what's going on and what's the lore behind each character. It may not come out with the game itself, but it will come out alongside time that he has to get these out.
That's amazing. Definitely. And whenever any skits or anything do get released, I could really drop them in my videos or even YouTube shorts. I will be dropping them over time if there's some really awesome skits. Because I know a lot of people, they love whenever they see those things. And me too, I'm a big fan of skits. Like, come on, who doesn't like those type of things?
Right.
But yeah, when it came to the lore and everything, another thing that was coming in my head for the Red Void and everything. So I want to know more on the solo win screens, as in where could they be taking place? Do they take place where you win, or possibly the void, or where did they take place?
It'll be case by case depending on the survivor and what we want to do in terms of the lore. The lore itself so far, we're trying to follow ORM's original lore, so the void exists and stuff like that. But where exactly the survivors are dumped after a quote unquote round, which is what we're calling the what actually happens in game in lore. They are officially called rounds. Where they go after a round is uncertain as of right now. So they may exit out of a red void, or they may exit out into a themed like holding area, basically. So it really just depends on how we want to proceed with lore in that case.
Definitely, that's really awesome, really, because when it comes to lore for Outcome Memories, honestly, trust me when I say, I'm like a level attached to like a lore that half of it doesn't even properly exist. So I really want to see more, and I'm definitely excited to see the emotion that could come into a solo win screen. Also, who knows, right? Like, there's so much that could be happening, and I'm really excited for it. And more on moveset changes and reworks and everything. So I would want to know if any character gets any sort of rework, would it be on release? As example, Metal Sonic.
Right. So as mentioned earlier, Amy will be getting her rework on release, as we feel that she's currently the weakest of the OM cast, and we haven't really found a good way to rebalance her, because the last time she was good, she was really good, and now that she's not good, she's really bad, right? And I think that just speaks to like a fundamental problem with her current like card system. So we're going to be looking into doing a rework for her, and she's going to be the only one with a complete rework on release. Metal Sonic might get some form of rework later down the line. If it did, it would be with the third ability considerations and in our quote-unquote 0.15 update, which will basically be like a bug fixing update, plus where we might drop third abilities right after release.
All right. And I'm going to drop a bonus for you guys now, which I want to know one thing. So I'm going to be asking a lot of out-of-the-box things because, of course, I'm a curious guy also here. Because I want to know on a very specific question, which I haven't seen in any of these games, and I want to know if you guys have thought of this just yet. Would there be any sort of mechanic for Eggman being able to revive Metal? How Metal can't be revived, he blows up. Is there a function where his broken parts are there, and Eggman could repair him? How about that?
Oh, that's actually a really cool idea. Yeah. We haven't actually considered that, but we may just take that into consideration now that you've said that. Thank you for giving us this idea.
I have a really good idea on that. So you could take it where Metal had died and blown up, where all his pieces are. Eggman would have to sit there for a minute of the time using a repair button. Metal would only revive with 50 to 70 HP. That's his maximum.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I think that could be a good idea. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're doing that. I don't care. We're doing that. Yeah, make that
official. Make that official.
Toby, make that official.
Definitely, because yet again, so much interaction-based things in Project Outcome when you have stage hazards and everything, and definitely throwing an extra cherry on the top for unique characters, where Metal is already unique enough for not having a revive. So repair in that sense and it could count in the exclusive character team-up situations where technically only Eggman could do that, right? Some level of synergy, and that would be awesome. And yet again, I want to go off of two more main questions, and this is both for characters. So my first one being on what is the situation with Omega? Like, is it definitive that Omega wouldn't be in, or what's going on?
So I can answer this. It's not that Omega won't come to the game. It's just that Omega is not a priority for release. So Omega won't be coming within the first 3 versions and probably not even the first 5. This is mostly because we have some plans for Omega in regards to lore, and they just don't line up with the first 5 releases. So Omega will be coming.
Yeah.
And his moveset will probably largely be the same as what Snipe was planning.
Yeah.
Just not on release, and we probably won't release him as a private server character either.
Definitely. That makes sense. But if not Omega, then Gamma, right?
True.
Yes, a Gamma for version 2.
Gamma for version 0.2. True.
Gamma pressure.
That would be amazing,
bro. It's just Doobie jokes at this point, bro. Doobie, make Gamma official.
Yeah, Doobie, do it.
Doobie, do it. Do the
Doobie,
thing,
spawn him in.
All right. So now for my final major question for when it comes to characters for myself. I do want to know on one specific thing. Do we have an official 2017X render of the face? Or could I show it?
Yes. And I don't know about showing it. That would be up to Captain.
That is up to Captain. So it's your call, Captain.
Yeah. As of right now, I'm gonna say no. We're not gonna show it. We plan to do a big reveal when we eventually announce the version 0.4 release that we've planned. So when we extend the roadmap, we'll make sure that you get the render first, though. No worries.
Yeah, definitely.
But yes, we do for a fact have the entire model ready. The entire model and render are ready for everything. It's just at the moment, I don't think we need to get it out there.
Yep. But it is ready to be shown. It's ready to be shown.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's I could say though, one thing for sure is when it comes to 2017X, I'm like very curious on 2017X, how I just asked about the render, but another thing, I heard there's some differences, some version differences in 2017X. Is there any sort of difference with this 2017X? Is it actually the same one that was supposed to be in Outcome Memories?
Yes, so far. The main thing is that the backstory, I believe, is different. I think originally 2017X was supposed to have something with either Rouge or Shadow. I'm not 100% sure, though. It's been a little bit since I looked at all the version.
It was something around Shadow.
Yeah, Shadow. So the lore is a bit different, but it is the same version of 2017X that OM was going to be using.
That's awesome, definitely. And another bonus question because I can't wait to get to the comments, but I have an extra question now. And take this as how are you supposed to say? Take this as a idea if you want. But currently for the last man standing themes that we're getting for the game. So have you ever considered a last 3 standing in specific, as example, Team Dark, Team Chaotix, the Hedgehog Trio, having some sort of tone of his world as slightly you could hear a bit tone of that for a last 3 standing? Do you have any consideration for something like that?
I genuinely don't think we have anything unless Captain would like to take part in this, but I would like to take for this moment to explain something that I have really been looking forward towards. As you may see, Still My Call Fools is mainly like a Fleetway low HP song, right?
Yeah.
What me and our team have planned, we are currently working on a song. It will be related to it. It won't be the same thing. It will be correlated to it. We have permissions to have creativity and make our own version.
Yeah.
We will have a Fleetway low HP theme as long as there are 3 or less survivors on their last life. And Fleetway is under a specific amount of HP.
Oh wow. And yeah, a bonus question yet again. I'm not gonna stop with the bonus questions until I'm fully done now with this, right? Because trust me, I have too many questions. Realistically, I could have rather live streamed this. But another question. That you brought up Fleetway. So now I wanna know, when it comes to Fleetway Supersonic, will he finally have a proper dialogue and maybe some cutscene for when Fleetway gets locked up when Fleetway loses?
Yes.
Oh, so like a cutscene.
I will say no further, but yes.
That's awesome. Definitely, that's awesome. You heard it here, folks. Fleetway is going to have a lot more cool stuff. What were you about to say, Captain?
Right. So when it comes to like 3-man standings for like the teams and stuff like that, we haven't officially looked into it. It's been thrown around a bit, as well as duo standings. But it could be really hard to code and could balloon the size of the game, which could lead to lag and bugs and stuff like that. So we're looking into it. It's not a priority. Might not come, might come. We'll see.
Definitely. That's awesome. Okay, so now let's get into the fan questions and the comments that we have. And we have quite a bit of them. Starting from one by Amari Woods-F3B. So if clashing isn't added to the original, will they have it?
Maybe. We'd have to see how hard it is to code. And on a case by case basis. I think we can get Furnace and Metal to clash, but others we aren't entirely too sure yet. Like alongside, people have been seeing Tails and Fleetway with their laser cannons clashing. I don't think we would ever do that. It may be a concept we see, but depending on how hard it is to code, if it's too hard, we may not add it. But Furnace and Metal are most likely to come to the game.
Awesome. That is awesome, definitely, because clashing is one thing that it kind of gives like, especially if you have like characters where in the future, if you have like Fleetway able to do it, then it's like, it really gives that one Dragon Ball aspect also, right? Where like, especially if Nozzle were to ever be a plan for a variant, that's like a really cool thing going on. But when it comes to the next question, that's actually from a boring bean asking, so a question for the interview. Will you add skins like Classic X or Romeo Sonic?
Sure. So on Classic X is coming. That's a definite. I think we have perms to use the original model, and if not the original model, then we're making a new version. And same thing for Romeo Sonic. We have perms for it. We're still checking, but we're pretty sure of it. So you can expect both to be in the game.
Awesome. And we did speak about Romeo Sonic before, of course, and that's awesome. And the next question, pretty long question, but it's from House of Units. Hey, I got a question. If you could get into a call with him, can you see if they can add this idea? If iMemories have added music swapping, so when you're in a game or when you're in the lobby, you could switch the music for the LMS like Break Free and Don't Blink. You can switch between them. Or even the ones that are remade, like Amy's, that would be pretty cool. I think it would be a pretty cool thing they could add.
So, more on this one, I really like the concept of being able to switch to LMSs depending on like what character you're using. I wouldn't say, like, for example, say if you're using Sonic, I wouldn't say you'd be able to switch from Don't Blink to one of Amy's songs, because it wouldn't make sense. I'd say just like a cosmetic you can buy in the shop for a certain amount of rings, you can buy different songs that you can use for LMSs, and there will be a multiple selection for that. Or you can have a music box within the lobby that plays a song constantly out of stop until you press stop on that.
Awesome. This is actually a pretty universal question that is being asked for a lot of these, and it's awesome that we do have an answer for this so far. And the next question comes from Corp_X. Question for the Q&A. Is Eggman and Cream getting the rework that they were supposed to get in the original Outcome Memories?
Yeah, so I'll be handling this one. Cream will be getting a hotfix. Some of her abilities might have some tweaks done to them. Values might be shifted around. But Eggman getting a rework is up in the air. We haven't decided yet. And if he is getting a rework, it's definitely not on release. That's what I can say about that.
Awesome. And yeah, definitely I'm really down to see those in the future. And now the next question is from R1 Darren the Wind 18. My question for the interview, if it hasn't already been answered, would be if either Emerald or Gemerl or both would be inside Project Outcome.
If anything, we aren't too sure about this one, given that Omega is still coming to the game. If Omega isn't going to be in the game, then Germal and Emerald might come.
Awesome. Yeah, because yet again, Emerald is a character that is really fan loved so far, and definitely it's it could be really cool in the future if it happens. And now the next question is from Mr. Gemiliris 1222. Sorry if I butchered the name. Could they make Colossus do a little bit of bleeding damage to survivors who are/were impaled on his arm for a few seconds? 2.6 at least.
Alright, so when it comes to Colossus bleeding damage, Colossus is having some changes done to him when it comes to his charge, at least. And if he were to do bleed damage on at the end of an impale, it would probably push him into being broken. Since he's the character that currently has the most work done, and he's being tested. So we can definitively say that Colossus having bleed damage would probably be broken.
Yeah.
So that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, definitely. A character that already takes out a lot, yeah, bleeding would be pretty tough. Yeah, so the next question actually comes from X-World167. Oh, damn, okay. Would Infinite work like 007 and 7 from Forsaken, since he is selfish and has the power of illusions?
I would personally take into mind that selfishness from Infinite is very canonized, and I would like to implement this itself. Infinite would be more of a survivalist. He would work on his own, kind of like Eggman, but in a sense that maybe he might have a downfall for survivals. Like other survivalists, I would say Eggman would kind of just not care about it. Sonic and them, if they are team reliant, they would have a bad influence from somebody being Infinite. Like they would have a downside.
Definitely. And for the next question, we have from the Allfather OM official. Okay, 3 questions. 1, what type of survivor will Infinite be? 2, will Exceller be in the game? 3, will we get Not Perfect?
So,
Infinite will be a survivalist. Here, I'll take this one because this one's kind of my thing.
No problem.
Yeah.
No problem, yeah.
So on the first question, as we just answered, Infinite will be more of a survivalist. Will Exceller be in the game? That is not something I can speak on behalf. That is something that we would need permissions for, and I don't think that anytime soon we'd have any sort of permissions towards that. For number 3, will we get Not Perfect? If anything, it will be a reworked version, because I would rather not the one that we have currently, which is just the regular OM, but that should be on the roadmap sometime in the future.
The next question is from Elite Team Sky Grunt _254. Will Knuckles have a Metal Knuckles costume, or Silver a super form, kinda like a costume but changes the colors or attacks to black and gold, or a stun with Sonic that resembles the Chaos Beard that he had in Sonic Frontiers?
So Metal Knuckles will be coming as a Knuckles skin. I think we already have that working in shop. As for Super Silver, he might come to the game, but he definitely wouldn't be a skin if he did. Team-ups are on the table, but as said before, they're not a priority. If Super Silver did come, it would be in some sort of Juggernaut game mode, which was in the original when we're looking into maybe doing something with it, but not entirely sure. Not confirmed. If Super Silver did appear, it would be in some Juggernaut game mode, but I can't confirm anything on that.
Awesome. Yeah, it's definitely something that would be really cool. Super Silver is something I would want to see also, as well as Supersonic Shadow, of course. And the next question comes from TailsDoll2920. Is Colossus going to be the same, or is he going to get a remodel?
Colossus will have the same model for now, but might get a new model in the future. We'll see.
Awesome. Yeah, because of course Colossus, I mean, when it comes to Colossus remodels, either could go really good or really off. So yeah, I mean, a pretty nice remodel in the future could be pretty good, of course, you know, like slight change of tone. Now when it comes to the next question, that's from some weird guy, man. What new features would Project have?
There are some ideas that we have baking up at the given moment, but we got to give it some more time, let it cook a little bit, you know?
Definitely, that's honestly, yet again, I will say from my part that there is going to be a lot. This is a game that will be getting built up every now and then from the future updates, so it's definitely something to stay tuned for. And now the next question is from AU.2001. Which Faker do you mean? They're both known/trait as Faker.
Both 2017X and the EXE are coming to the game, as we already discussed earlier on the topic. So, yeah, they're both coming to the game.
Awesome. And yeah, like I tried specifying in the last video, because this is a question from the last video. I tried specifying about 2017X as well. So yeah, good way to make sure. And now this is the next big question, which is a question that I did have in plan, but it's right over here, guys. FNF-Boy-F4W asks, when will it release?
Yeah, that's definitely a big question. Snipe originally wanted to have the game have a playable version by either June or July. We can't promise that. I'll give you a very vague, like, minimum, and that's 4 months. That's definitely not a solid release date. I'd expect closer to, like, 5-6 months, maybe. But, that's just... but, yeah, it really depends. We don't want to overwork our developers, and we want to make sure that we don't get any burnout. So there's a lot that's coming, but when it comes it might be a little while from now.
Definitely, yeah. And a big note for everybody watching, quality over quantity. So, of course, the work that they're doing is hard work, and the quality of it, the end result will be amazing. And now the next question is from Mr_Man_Reels. I haven't heard much about my boy, but please tell me Metal will be playable at launch. I need an answer, please.
Yeah, so Metal will definitely be playable at launch. You can refer to the roadmap for this one. He is right there on release.
Correct. And now the next question is from SigmaRat498. Number 1, will Big the Cat be added? Number 2, how much % are you guys done? Number 3, will Survivors get a rework?
As you've already seen in one of his recent videos, yes, Big the Cat is going to be added to the game sometime later on. And you can see that also in our roadmap. How much % are you guys done? I cannot really say on that fact. We are getting some really good progress done, but at the same time, we are stuck on trying to figure out what is going on with our system. Will Survivors get a rework? They will get a rework sometime later on, but not all of them.
Awesome. And we have spoken about these 3 before. I mean, not really about how much is it done, but about the Survivors and the reworks. So the next question comes from Volder the Sorcerer 9490. Is the name of the game Project Outcome, or is that an overview moniker?
Yeah, so the name of the game for now is Project Outcome. If we decide that we've got a better name later on, we might rebrand, but for now we're sticking with Project Outcome.
Definitely, and Project Outcome has made a big name, so definitely that's the name that I really like, so definitely it's something to stick on. And the next question is from Chris-J918Y. Question for the developers. What character are you guys most excited about making?
I'm
Alright, well-
really excited for I'm really excited for Fleetway and Furnace. Those are the two that I am looking towards the most. Captain?
Yeah, and for me, day one 2011X when 0.2 came out, I was still hyping that guy up. I'm really looking forward to just the 2011X rework. It's something that I want to make 2011X a fun character to play as and play against for you guys. And as a 2011X main myself, I want to have fun playing my main. So that's who I'm looking forward to the most.
Definitely. And those are really good picks, honestly, because my personal one would probably be Lord X, because I'm very curious, in 2017X, as well as EXE. I'm very curious on those characters. But yeah, the next question goes to Zaire Grassi. Number 1, will some survivors have new gimmicks, new passives, new abilities, or reworks? Number 2, will characters such as Sonic.OMT, Metal Sonic, Partian be added into the game?
Some survivors will be getting reworks. Most of them will, some won't. We're just not too sure yet who we want to do. Like again, Eggman is still in the air. We're not too sure about him. Tails, yes, most definitely. On number 2, we aren't entirely too sure yet, but we're looking on it. So maybe.
Awesome. And the next question goes to Blanchuro. Will we be getting LMS windscreens on release?
For victory screens, in terms of LMSs, they're being worked on. Depending on when we want to release, we're gonna just do the first public beta. I don't know if we can promise them immediately when it drops, but they'll come at the very least, as stated before, within the first 2 or 3 versions of the game as a conservative estimate. But we are working on them right now. You guys did in the previous interview, right? Like Snipe showed off that there was already some progress on them. So
awesome, and yet again, like how we spoke before. And now the next question is from Project Outcome News with 2 S's. Is there any planned game modes for release or future updates? Something like Juggernaut, Double Trouble, etc.
Double Trouble is being planned for 0.3, but others, as of right now, we cannot comment on.
Definitely, and yeah, Double Trouble is something that, like, of course, if you have Furnace and Starved, it would be something really cool to have in the game. And the next question goes to Daimo Play Z. Can we get a Mark II character? If not, at least cosmetics for M2.
So by Mark II, I assume we're talking about like Mechasonic Mark II. And if that's what you're talking about, then yes, there may be one that comes for Furnace. As a killer, I'm not so sure on that one. There was an original Mechasonic killer concept pitched at some point, but since we got Furnace perms, it might just be relegated to being a skin.
Awesome, and yeah, definitely, Mechasonic would be really cool to have a part of Project Outcome, in any way or form, of course. And the next question goes to Danny Plays Ballblocks. Will we be getting all of the old/different versions of the Executioners as cosmetics? As example, old EX Adachi cosmetic for Fleetway, different EX Sonic EXE cosmetics for 2011X.
So for this one, it depends on if we have perms for the cosmetics model. If we do, then yeah, probably. If not, then we'll see how long it takes to remake the model, and if we can remake it before release, then it'll be in. Classic X for 2011X is definitely coming, if that's what you mean by Sonic.exe cosmetics for 2011X. I'm not sure about an Adachi cosmetic for Fleetway, though.
Awesome, and yeah, definitely. Even I assume for Sonic.exe should just mean Classic X, really. But the next question goes to Sonic OMT versus 2011X. Question for the devs: is it the possibility of Sonic.ribs being put in the game? The guy that looks perfect for Project Outcome, in my opinion. Sorry about that.
You're good.
I don't think I've ever heard about this character before. Here, I'll restart that. I don't think I've ever heard about this character before. If anything, I'll do some back searching. I'll see who it is, but it's not guaranteed or even noticed that we will put this in the game. If anything is to be known, you'll see it sometime around. You'll see something related to Ribs, whatnot, but I cannot promise you anything.
Ribs, I assume, is that one big beast-looking character with the tail.
Yeah, I actually did some research prior because I saw this question, and because I was looking through the comment sections trying to prepare for the video.
Whoa, wait, he's cool.
But yeah, Sonic.Ribs, I don't know. He is cool. Maybe I can't answer on future roster questions. We don't want to overpromise, but maybe.
I'll look for permissions, to be honest.
Definitely.
That's cool as shit.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, pretty cool design actually. Nah, don't worry. I think we're good. But the next question goes to Maiden Heaven 5476. Mecha Sonic or Surge as a survivor? Is it possible?
So we kind of answered this earlier, or part of it at least. But Mecha Sonic probably comes as a skin, not an original killer, or a survivor either. As for Surge, we can't speak about survivors past 0.3. Again, it's just to not overpromise anything. So we won't confirm or deny it, but it's always possible.
It's possible, yeah. It's not like it's gonna happen or not gonna happen. Maybe somewhere down the line. And the next question comes from Ian Urbinus K7X. Number 1. Which survivor and killer are you finding most challenging to create mechanically? Number 2, do you have any ideas for character skins from other franchises? For example, a Blaze skin for Shonona from the Castlevania series. Shanoa. Or a Samus skin for Tails from Metroid. Number 3, if it were up to you, which killer would you be most excited to add to the roster based on their potential mechanics? Number 4, will you include killers that aren't just EXEs? For example, a killer from the Sonic franchise like Mephiles or someone from Dark Gaia. And that is honestly an amazing question because I have been curious on that.
All right, so for number 1, which survivor and killer do you find most challenging? 2011X's rework is what we're having the most trouble finding out what to do with. He's kind of in a concept of hell. Everything else is going relatively smoothly in coding, I believe. For number 2, yes, we can show off some as well. Amy will be getting a skin based off Cayman Rider Decay, which they drew a concept art for. And several other characters will receive additional KR themed skins. Additionally, they know some Dragon Ball and JJK themed skins will be also coming too.
If it were up to me, which killer would I be most excited to add to the roster? That's a pretty deep question. I'm personally, if I could get everything that I ever wanted, I would want to see either like Xenophanes or maybe even Exceller, because those two characters really revived the community. I don't know if we even have perms for them. We probably don't. Kaito knows more about that than I do. But like if we could have everything that we ever wanted in like a perfect world, I would love to see those two characters in the game. And what would you like Kaito to see come to the game, specifically in terms of killers?
I would love for Fleetway to stay as is. If anything, maybe a few changes and a few extra stuff added to him. But alongside saying Xenophanes is a character I've really grown to, and it's one of the characters that has gotten me into the EXE community. So I would love to see Xenophanes coming soon.
Yeah, Xenophanes is just iconic with the Sonic.exe mod.
And for number 4, will you include killers that aren't just EXEs? Yes, Fleetway Supersonic, but others we aren't entirely too sure of. I thought about Mephiles earlier, and it came to mind. I was thinking about it, but I'm not entirely too sure what we would do with such. It'll stay in mind.
Yeah,
Definitely.
and it's sort of like we're Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, my bad. Go on.
So yeah, it's like Mephiles. There's a couple of concepts that have been pitched for him, but there's nothing final, like Kaito said.
Yeah, and the same comment that Culture Cove had also, will Mephiles be in the game? That's the answer. And definitely, I'm really looking forward to those type of things, possibly in the future, like definitely Mephiles, of course. And if you have some sort of Dark Gaia variant looking Sonic or something as a costume, any sort of cosmetics would be really cool. If you have a Mephiles Fleetway or something, that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, the next question goes to Papa.Vitelli. Please ask about if they can add Bandado or Lord Mortis.
I think this is mostly a perms issue. I don't remember. I think I was looking into it, and I think the reason why those two characters didn't come to original OM was there was something about like getting perms from the owner that was really hard, and so we were discouraged from it. I can definitely confirm that they're probably not coming to the game. Could always change, always up in the air. We're trying to get like stuff that you guys would like, but I definitely know that it's going to be hard for those two, I think.
Definitely. And DeadRat3829 literally took the words out of my mouth. So will Big K's hitbox be fixed?
Yeah, definitely. We are looking into that. I think so far Colossus's hitboxes are a little better. I'm not too sure on it, but we're definitely looking into fixing Colossus's hitboxes. As a Sonic player, I've definitely ran between the legs of Colossus more than I'd like to say. To drop that.
Honestly, like I just thought you had Ultra Instinct. I'm like, yo, what am I doing wrong, bro?
Yeah, no, I know. Well, yeah, that's just a hitbox thing, and we definitely, as a Sonic main, I have a vested interest in making sure that gets fixed.
honestly, yeah. Definitely, and same thing happens with metal here and there when you try hitting on the Big K. That's literally what happens. But the next question goes to Kaito Blue 3965. Will Infinite's moveset involve the Phantom Ruby? If so, will he be able to fly similar to Silver?
So, Kaito, your name sounds like an evil twin version of me, low key. But will Infinite's moveset include the Phantom Ruby? I don't think so. This is all related to OM when he wasn't like, this is classic stuff. He didn't find them, didn't find Phantom Ruby. Eggman didn't do anything to him. This is like before everything happened. He's selfish. He will use his dagger and he will protect himself mostly. He'll be a survivalist. So no, he won't be able to fly and he's not going to have the Phantom Ruby.
That definitely makes sense because same thing like that you have with a lot of these characters that Silver in Outcome Memories is technically a version of Silver a little before Sonic 06, so it makes sense, right? And now for the next question is from Cultured Accessory Boutique. And will it be easier to obtain skins and rings?
When it comes to obtaining skins and rings, we're looking into it. There's a couple of things that we're thinking of to make progression more interactive. I think a milestone system got thrown around a couple of times, right, Kaito?
Yeah.
And so maybe included with that, there might be like challenges or things to earn extra rings on the side, aside from rankings. We'll see, but we're definitely going to look into ways to like get it so that not only are you interacting with rings more as a currency within the game, but that you're like able to get them easier since there's going to be more stuff to spend rings on.
Definitely makes sense. And the next question is from the Prince of All Saiyans, Prince Vegeta 79. How will it be any different from the other revivals? And will it share the same data as the original? I don't want to farm for 900k plus rings again.
Now, I really like this question, given the fact that data storages are really hard to configure. But we will find our workaways around that, and we will find ways to give you back the same amount of rings that you originally had in the original Outcome Memories. How will this game be any different from others? It is more of a continuation or an imagination of a remake of the game itself, being something better, something that was pushed more further than beyond than Outcome Memories did originally have planned. It'd be more of a polish and more of a remake instead of just upload and re-upload of its old decompiled files.
Definitely. And that's actually what we've been talking about earlier. So yeah. And the next one, we kind of answered it before, but from Eggman-159, will the game have Excalibur Colossus?
It might have Excalibur Colossus. We'll look into remaking the skin or trying to get perms for the skin model. But it's definitely a cool skin. Could definitely come to the game.
Awesome. And the next question is from Nahid Winson Goku. Can I put my save on Outcome Memories into this Project Outcome?
Like again, what I stated earlier, we may be able to find a way to bring data storages over from Outcome Memories to this said game so you don't lose all your ring progression. If anything, I will have a community vote go on sometime later to figure out what the community would like best. Given that this is basically an entire own game on its own and not just a complete recompile from Outcome Memories.
Definitely. And the next question is from IV4N_13. Will custom hit sound be in the game like in OG Outcome Memories?
If we're talking about like sound effects, we do have a sound effects developer, so most of the sound effects that we're gonna have are gonna be completely new. So yes, you can expect that things like Sonic's drop dash hit sound and Knuckles' punch sound are going to have their own sound effects. Will they be one-to-one with the original? Probably not. That's all I can say on that.
Awesome. And the next question is from Tailspin37. I have a question about Project Outcome. Will it just be Tails Doll or Tails Doll with Tripwire?
It will most likely be one or the other. We aren't entirely too sure yet which one we're going to have, but as of right now, we are going to have Tails Doll, aka Splinter. That is the one that we are configuring with.
Yeah. There's been some talk about having the other one be a skin for the other, depending on who's chosen. So right now, it's looking like Tripwire is just going to be a skin for Splinter, basically.
Awesome. Because of course, when you have like a game like Project Outcome, you have a lot of accessibility, a lot of options, and yeah, it makes sense, definitely. And now that's basically the end of the community's questions. And one big final question I do have for myself before we wrap things up is, yet again, I'm going to be asking this again, but I would like to know in a bit more, how are you supposed to say, detail, I guess? So when do you think a possible release date could happen, as well as any sort of private testing? As in, if I were to be posting a private testing with you guys if we do another direct.
So as of right now, we are doing developer testing, and we have been for a little bit. If anything, I would say public testing would be in around, and this isn't the joke, maybe 6 or 7 months. But like to an extent, I feel like maybe 6 months, maybe 5 would be a good time for a little public test to be thrown out there, even if the game is like very, very broken and decompiled. Yeah. We would still throw it out there, help let people find bugs, let them show in a bug report, being able to be like, hey, this went on, even if it's like bugs that we weren't able to find ourselves. It would be a great way for us to fix them. So before the game's release, we would have a lot of things fixed that normally we wouldn't be able to find.
Awesome. And yeah, and for the viewers that are watching, if you guys do want to see any sort of private early gameplay or testing or anything between me and as well as Kaito and Captain the OG, if you want to see that being another direct in the future, in the coming future, then please comment down below, let us know. And Kaito, are you down for that in the future?
Yes, I would love to be down for that. That would be wonderful.
Honestly. And of course, definitely this was an amazing time. Thank you all for the time and the effort today. It was a pleasure having you guys here today. And yeah, that's Project Outcome, everyone. That's what we have for today. And of course, yet again, there's going to be so much more news on Project Outcome. I will be making more videos to it, and there could be more directs in the future, of course. There would be showcases. There would be a lot coming in the future for Project Outcome that I will be providing. So if you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below what you think. And yet again, big thank you to Kaito and Captain the OG.
If you don't subscribe to him, I'm going to come to your house and find you. Like and subscribe now.
What he said, exactly.
Exactly, yeah. Support our guy.
End the video. Use it as the ending of the video.
All right, and that's a cut.